Hello neighbors, it's Brad here at eTrailer, and today we're taking a look at the eTrailer XHD tow bar on a 2021 Ford Ranger. Now this is going to be available for a bunch of different applications depending on your base plate. So you can actually adapt if you have a Blue Ox like our Ranger does here, a Demco, an eTrailer, or even a Roadmaster. Now there's going to be 5 main components when you are flat towing a vehicle, and the first one, we'll start on the vehicle side, is going to be the base plate, and that's what actually attaches to the frame or the bumper supports to give you a sturdy mount to have your arms to attach to your tow bar, and that's going to be your second component. Your tow bar is going to be the connection point between the towed vehicle and the RV's hitch. Now going along with the base plate, this one actually has an integrated safety cable hoop here, and most of them will. So that way you can hook up your safety cables, which is your third component. And that's just going to allow, if the vehicle was to disconnect, it's going to hold that together and it's not going to separate. Now you also have supplemental braking, so when you put the brakes or stop in your RV, it's going to apply that appropriately on the vehicle. And also you have a breakaway cable here. That way if it does fully become disconnected, it'll pull this cable, putting the brakes on the vehicle and bringing it to a stop. Your final component is going to be your diode wiring, and that's the umbilical here, which is going to send our stop, running light, and turn signals from the RV to the towed vehicle to let the people behind you know what you're doing and keep you safe and legal. So as the name XHD implies, that is going to be extra heavy duty, meaning that it has a weight rating of 10,500 pounds. So pulling this Ranger, not a big problem. But if you plan on moving to a larger vehicle, or if you load up your towed vehicle with a bunch of your cargo and storage and it bumps that weight up, you should still be fine. You still want to make sure you check the weight of the vehicle before hooking up, but this should cover it. Now this design is really great for being able to hook up to a bunch of different base plates. Some of them are a little bit more narrow for the hookups, others are extremely wide, and some of them actually limit out before you can attach to them. That's not the case here. This goes as wide as you need it to go. That way you can actually hook up to your base plate. Now a few other features that really make this nice, and one of the ones that really makes it stand out above some of your more entry-level ones is going to be the non-binding feature. And what that means is when you're ready to actually unhook from the towed vehicle, a lot of times you need to find a flat ground to make sure that these arms will actually retract back, and a lot of times people struggle with them and have to hit them with hammers to get it to release. Well, that's not the case here. Being non-binding means that you just simply press this down, and even if you are on unlevel ground, this will allow you to draw those arms back. So, pretty nice feature. Some other really nice features are going to be your integrated cable holding here. So you have these brackets that actually hold on to the included safety cables, so which is nice. You don't have to pick those up, but this really keeps it nice and clean looking. And that's the same as this bar out here where we have our umbilical wrapped around. It's just going to keep it nice and clean. As you might have seen other flat tow setups, if they don't have this integrated cable, they kind of go all over the place, and it's just a little bit busier looking. This keeps everything nice and tight and clean. Now this umbilical does not come with it, but I do recommend picking up a coiled one here so you can actually utilize this. It's going to kind of keep that in place, and you have this pin that just kind of keeps it nice and taut. Now here you can see where the difference between some of the other kits are going to vary, and this is because this is going to change out based on the base plate you have. So if you have a Roadmaster one, it's going to look different. So just make sure that you're picking up the corresponding one with the brand of base plate that you have. So when you're ready to unhook, it's pretty easy. You can just pull this pin. It's got this nice little ring to go around there to secure it. And also the arms, they don't just free drop like some of the other ones. They can get kind of heavy, and when you drop them, they can land on your feet. This one slowly lowers, so it's just kind of a nice little feature as well. So we can get our safety cables done here. We'll get our diode wiring unplugged, and then my breakaway cable. When you're not actually towing, you can actually put this in 3 different storage configurations, and it's pretty neat to be able to do that. You just have a little bit more versatility. So the first one that we'll see here is going to be flat on both ends, and you can see that you just have this pin here that locks into this yellow collar here, and that's going to hold it in place. It's not going to be able to move. So this, we have it spread out. You can also do it on the same side, and you just swing this over, and it's going to have the pin as well. So putting that in an angle allows us to get that in this position here, and now they're stacked nice and clean. Now you can also do it on the other side as well. Now this does have a nice e-coat finish, so it's going to look good for a long time, but if you keep this on the back of your RV, you're going to want to protect it from the elements. A lot of road grime flies up on, you know, the back of your RV here. So we actually have a storage bag available for this, and that's just going to kind of keep everything protected, and it just kind of looks a little bit cleaner. And again, you're going to just prolong the life of your tow bar. Now something else, a nice added feature here is your included pin and clip. So that way you can actually attach this into your hitch. There's also 2 different mounting points, so you have a 2-inch difference. That way if you want to extend it out a little bit or tuck it a little bit cleaner, depending on the back of your RV, you'll have that customized you know, length or how far it extends. Another nice thing is this can actually serve as a rise or a drop. So sometimes, depending on the height difference between the hitch on your RV and the base plate attachment on your vehicle, you do have to get a high-low adapter to account for the difference. You want to keep it within a 3-inch range, and this allows you to just get a little bit fine-tuned adjustment, just a little bit here. That way you might actually be able to eliminate having to get a high-low adapter depending on your application. And that was a look at the etrailer XHD tow bar on a 2021 Ford Ranger.